All right, guys, welcome back to another spoiler review of The Last of Us, episode 2. Um, Guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. We are on our journey to 1,000 subscribers. We are trying to get there. So please, guys, any help will do. Please help out and get us to 1,000, guys. Thank you very much for that. Let's get right into this. So we pick up and we find out, or they find out, Joel and Tess, that Ellie is infected, and they have a conversation about what to do, and they ultimately decide to continue on with Joel not very happy about this at all. Um, and we get through the um, first area, and they get out of there, and there's a get to a point where we see all the ones on the ground, and they're looking down at them, and she's like, "You might be immune to them, but you're not, you know, you're not immune from being ripped apart by them." And that we also find out that they're all connected. They can sense each other and send signals miles apart from each other. And man, these just this opening here. I want to talk about this opening. So this is some really great acting that they have going on. I mean, obviously with Pedro Pascal, but the girl that plays Ellie is awesome. Tess is really great in these scenes. Um, the way they capture feeling of the game, the feeling of the game, and add enough to the story that it doesn't take away from the feeling of the game. You feel like you're in a video game. You feel like you're on a video game mission the whole time. How you doing, Scooby? You joining? Scooby Doo's joining. Um, so yeah, they always give you that feeling of being in a video game. We There's always that dread there that like we're not gonna make it the next step. We have to keep moving. We have to keep moving. We're not gonna make it if we don't keep moving. And the jump scares are great. But again, just the acting in general is really good, and I really like the way that they're expanding on the story of the game, but keeping the game feel, keeping the way the game felt, and the way the atmosphere of the game, the dread of the game that you always felt, the high anxiety of like what's going to happen around the next corner. So again, they ultimately decided to move on with Ellie, even though she's infected. She is obviously immune to it for some reason. Joel, of course, doesn't believe in the cure. She's the cure. Um, and they don't even know where west they're trying to take her. They don't even know. So we get to the building, and one thing I want to mention is when they go into this building, they turn on the flashlights with their guns, just like you would in the video game when you go into a dark place or a dark building. I just love that little touch again to pay homage to the video game, but still be able to tell the story you have to tell in a show to make it interesting. Still, I mean, it still has to be interesting visually and story wise for the audience. Um, so I really like the way they do little things like that. And then we get our video game mission. I mean, we literally get a mission right out of the video game, guys. Um, so they go into the building. It's super dark. It looks like everything is dead in there. There's no reason to be, well, there's reason to be worried, but somewhat uh, less of a threat. We get in there, and Ellie finds a body that's just been destroyed, and Joel and Tess immediately know what's going on. They're like, "There's clickers in here, and you need to shut the hell up, not be quiet. Literally, don't say another word." So Joel's like, "No, this is not a game. We have to literally not speak." So they're going up the steps through I think it's one of the buildings, because upstairs they have the hall, the main hall, the Capitol Hall. I don't know if it's the Capitol building or not in Boston, but it's one of the main buildings there. And they're walking up the steps, and the building's falling down around them, or everything's creaking, and and stuff like that. And Ellie accidentally steps on a hand, and Joel's just like, dude, come on, watch where you're walking. Like, this is real serious. And they get into the little museum area, the hall area, and everything crashes down behind them. And they kind of pause for a second, and they start walking through, and then you start hearing the clickers. And holy shit, guys, this is one of the greatest scenes. This is literally ripped out of the game, man. And I'm telling you again, the way they play this, and the way that, first of all, the way the clickers look and sound and move and all that, holy shit, it's so good. It's so perfect to the game. But again, the atmosphere, the dread and the anxiety and the tensity that they bring into these scenes is so perfect. It feels like you're playing the game again, man. I'm telling you guys, it's so perfect. I absolutely love this show. I really love what they're doing with this show. And I watched the behind the scenes stuff after each episode. They have the behind the scenes stuff, and they're working with the creators of the game. They are. So, and they said they had to change things. Like now, they have the things that can reach out, and when they touch, then all of a sudden they all start coming. And we find out that that they're alive. They're not actually dead. They're not zombies. They're alive. So that's a really crazy thing too. So because Joel says at one point something like, what did he say? Sorry. Oh, excuse me. He says something to the effect of, there's people that have been alive since the beginning. So that's pretty crazy to find out. But yeah, so it's just a really intense scene, and the way they play it, the action, the way the clickers move, and the way they move, and everything is perfect. I really love the way this scene is played out. And they eventually get out of there. There's 2 clickers in there. They eventually get out of there, and they get to the point where they're supposed to be dropping Ellie off in the first place, right? So we finally get to that point, and they're having a conversation where she's like, don't, or Joel tells her, don't go anywhere. Wait for us right there. And so they get to that point. There's nobody there. They're outside the spot where they're supposed to drop her off, and they're both like, what the heck's going on? Nobody's here. What's going on? And Joel does some inspecting, and they realize that something happened. They've been infected, and it's inside the building. So they go inside the building, and everybody's in there. There's one dude that's still alive. They shoot him. He falls on the ground, and those things come out of the ground, and they tingle the ones that they saw earlier in the episode, which were a little bit away, but it was hundreds of them. I mean, just tons of them, and they start coming. And Joel realizes it, and as they're talking, Ellie realizes that Tess has been bitten, and she's infected now. So she's got it. So they have this whole scene, where Joel's like, no, I can't leave you. And she's like, you have to. This is too important. So she, throws gasoline all over the place and grenades everywhere. And when they come in, she fucking lights the lighter while the thing's going down her throat. Oh, it's crazy looking. And she's lighting the lighter, and she finally gets at the light, and she throws it, blows them all up. And you see Ellie and Joel get away. And that's where we end the first or the second episode. And again, guys, this is just so well done because we don't see this with video game adaptations so much, guys. So this one, if you're a video game fan or if you've played Last of Us, this is something worth watching because it is so good. It's so well done, and I really think they nailed it with this, guys. I just think it's a really, really great adaptation of a video game to a show, and I really hope everybody gets to watch it. So yeah, guys, again, please like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for going on this journey with us, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.